Reporting from Arkham Asylum, this is Gotham Rogues. In this video we take a look at the Riddler's first appearance. The Riddler made his first appearance in Detective Comics 140, published in 1948. The story, simply titled The Riddler, was written by Batman creator Bill Finger and penciled by Dick Sprang. In it we meet a young Edward Nygma who cheats at a puzzle contest in school, winning a prize. This inspires him to master all kinds of rigged puzzles and tricks, baffling all his chums, gaining their admiration. As an adult, Nygma becomes a con man working at a carnival, but soon that's not enough for him as he grows bored with cheating easy small-time marks. Edward considers his genius to be worthy of far greater opponents, setting his sights on Batman and Robin. He creates the supervillain persona of the Riddler and then starts a crime wave in Gotham, giving the dynamic duo clues to his capers in the form of deceptive riddles. So already from the beginning, Riddler wasn't really after money, he just had a massive ego that needed to be satisfied. Nothing is really fleshed out or fully explored here, but it's made clear that Nygma desires attention and admiration. He's a self-absorbed narcissist, and that's why we love him. It's interesting that so much of his smug personality was already there in his very first appearance. One thing that's a bit different though, is that this Riddler is more murderous than what he would later be. He never outright kills anyone, but he constantly puts people in severe danger that could lead to death, and he doesn't care. The only thing that matters to him is winning over Batman. That's pretty sick, and he's not a sympathetic character at all here, which he would later become. At one point in the story, Nygma puts a victim in a puzzle contraption that must be solved under a time limit, otherwise the man will suffocate, sort of like a Saw scenario. And that really feels like the Riddler. It reminds me of the Riddler side missions in the Arkham games. My preferred version of the Riddler isn't afraid of putting innocent lives in danger, just as long as he isn't as reckless as he is in this comic. You can also gather that Nygma's pretty certain that Batman will solve these death traps and rescue the hostages. Sure, it's not an excuse, but at least it means he's not a gleeful mass murderer like the Joker. This story is by no means an in-depth character study of the Riddler or anything like that. Like so many other comics of the time, it's more of a fun action-adventure. But the fact that we get a villain who's not motivated by greed, because that's pretty boring in my opinion, but by a compulsion to prove himself, makes this one stand out. It's not as good as some of the other Rogues' first appearances, but it's far from being among the worst. It's decent and a fairly fun read, especially if you like the Riddler, of course. With his riddles and death traps, Nygma was also a very unique addition to the Rogues Gallery. In fact, I think it's he who started the whole concept of putting Batman in intricate death traps, something which was heavily adopted by the 60s TV show. As for the artwork by Dick Sprang, I think it's a vast improvement over Bob Kane's pencils. It's still simplistic and cartoony, but less awkward, stiff, and crammed together. You get more dynamic and fluent looking poses from the characters, and everything just looks more refined and polished. Sprang is also a lot better at drawing faces and expressions, such as the odd looking smug mug of Edward Nygma. Really, when you picture Golden Age Batman, it's Dick Sprang's visuals that pop into your head, not Kane's. So there you have it, that's the Riddler's first appearance. Remember, Arkham Asylum awaits you in the next video. Next year. Happy New Year, everyone!